still could fail if they lack those core values, such as managing cash flow, building a superior product, knowing the market and where it's going, and being able to pivot, and that's what we saw in COVID in 2020, unfortunately.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and the wisdom of how they sold their first million.
Why do you think that it's easy to solve problems for rich people rather to solve problems to other kind of demographic? Without any bias, this is your opinion. I agree with you. I mean, if you want to make your life easy, solve a problem for rich people and have a business people that can afford more. But can you expand a little bit more?
There's so many pros to it. I think the overarching answer to your question is knowledge. I think rich people, they're smarter than the average person. They know more than the average person. They have more resources than the average person. So I'll give you an example. If I have a photo shoot business, right? And some rich guy calls me up and he's like, oh my gosh, I need a photo shoot for tomorrow. What's your price? Oh, it's $1,000. Oh, send me the invoice. And he pays it in 5 minutes because he needs that done. That rich person has seen our reviews, knows we're a good, reputable company. He doesn't have a problem paying. And there's no questions asked, right? There's literally no questions asked. That's $1,000 in revenue. And I made it, in 5 minutes? Whereas if you have the lesser rich person, I'll just call him the poor person, right? You say, oh, I need a photo shoot tomorrow. Well, here's the quote, it's $1,000. They're going to ask a million questions. They're going to say, oh, can we break it up into multiple increments? Can we do, $250 for 4 or $500 for 2 payments, something like that? They're going to say, oh, what camera are you using? There's going to be all these kind of questions that don't really mean anything at the end of the day. I mean, they do mean something, but they're tire kickers at the end of the day. And I think the biggest reason is because they don't have the resources, they don't have the income, and they don't have the knowledge.
Or they want to have access to a product that they cannot afford. Yeah. So yeah. I do speaking events all over the world, and you see, everybody saying, Harry, I would love to speak at your event. I said, really? You would love to speak at my event? Yeah. Do you know how much it's costing me to put an event together, and you're gonna come to speak? Do you want to add something? Because if you add, okay, Harry, this amount of money, so you can use it for marketing to bring the people, or I can help you with this, or gonna do. Now, a completely different conversation. I can consider to make you to speak on my event, right. But as long as you know Les Brown or anyone, of you are really even, you see. Yeah. So sometimes the client don't understand the dynamic how it works, and but entrepreneurs also sometimes that's why the business ultimately fail. Sometimes they don't understand the value of marketing and sales, especially at the very early stage when you're having a startup. Yeah, this is what I find. I find a lot of people. Yeah, I find a lot of people come to me, Harry, I have an amazing business. My product is amazing. It's going to change the world. It will sell by itself. So I'm remortgaging all my house, and I'm asking money to all my friends to improve my product, to make it amazing. Yeah. And after they take all the money, they make this wonderful product that's going to change the world. That is so shiny, so amazing. It has even patented and so good, this product. And after they run out of money, then they come and say, Sean, can you help me? Because I cannot sell it. And by the way, I run out of money. Yeah. And I'm like, guys, now is when you're asking for help. Now is when you're understanding that without sales and marketing, these things doesn't work. So let me ask you the question, Sean. If you have $100 and you're starting a new business, how much of these $100 you will use in product development, and how much of these $100 you will use in sales and marketing? Just for the founders that listen in the broadcast, an idea how they need to manage the resources. Obviously, this is your opinion. But if you have a product and you cannot sell it, you are nothing. And for you to sell it, you need to put it in front of people. And if you don't know how to put this product in front of people so people can actually buy it, in my opinion, you are nothing. Yeah. So how you break down this $100?
Well, I think this is going to shock a lot of people.
Or is it
So
cheap?
just
Or it's cheap? Or it's cheap going out there? Maybe it's cheap going out there and show the product out there. In my experience, and I'm doing business for 17 years, people think that it's cheap and it's not, because you need high qualified people like you to design the right strategy. And and I don't think that this is cheap. So you tell me what you do with the $100 then.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Harry. I think this answer is going to shock a lot of people. So obviously, I run a digital marketing company. Like marketing is one of the professional services I provide. I would say you want to spend as much as possible of that $100 on product development. Make sure your product is as good as you can make it, so people tell their friends, tell their family, tell their colleagues, and you get referrals from that. So you don't have to spend anything on marketing. I think a lot of people nowadays, they see
But
the
you
social
have
media.
that costs time, that costs money as well. You see, the thing in the show, like what it doesn't make sense, is that I see again and again and again, I start to founders. You see that if they have some funding on some resources, and hear me out, they raise funds and they take on the money and they put it onto a product and say, guys, in my opinion, that's my own personal opinion. I
Yeah.
think 80% of the funds need to go to sales and marketing, and only 20% on the actually the this marketing will even improve your product, because sometimes you think that you have a product, and when you do digital marketing or whatever and you show it to the market, you can come back to entrepreneur and say, listen, my friend, this market doesn't want to buy this product in this form, because look, the advertising is really is very expensive. So we need to pivot this. We need to offer as a service. We need to do something else with this product, because at the form that you wanted to sell it, the market don't want to buy it. I know, because it's costing a lot in advertisement. So what message do you have for startup founders there that don't at the beginning of the company think that marketing and sales is a joke, that this is something that I don't want to spend there, or if I find someone that bring me a client, you know what, I'm gonna pay them 2% commission, 5% commission, and say, look, do you know how much is the cost of this person to put you out? You have an startup, nobody knows you, and that person that is bringing you, making that introduction, is putting take his credibility in your product, because you actually don't have any, because you started yesterday. So, and do you think that this is worth 2%, just so little commission? So there are a lot of misconceptions of the entrepreneurs founder, and we having this discussion because we really want to help them. We really want today we're talking about sales and marketing. This is nothing that came out of the sky. The sky. Actually, this broadcast we already interviewed 500 millionaires. 5 steps how to make the first million. Yeah. I haven't find anybody yet that come to this podcast and tell me, Harry, you know what? I'm a millionaire, but I hate sales and marketing. I haven't find
Right.
anybody yet. Now everybody want to become wealthy. Everybody want to make the million. Everybody there, but no, they don't like sales. They don't like marketing. They don't want to spend. They don't want this, and they have all these resistance. And then you find out that they are broke, or the company um, don't collapse. So what can we do with the mindset of the startup founders? And why do you think that they have this mindset in the first place?
Well, it's a loaded question. I mean, I think they have the mindset because they got bad advice from generations before them. I think that's the first thing. Because if you're a business owner or an aspiring business owner, the people you're going to talk to are the people that you know and get advice from them. And the majority of people and business owners aren't that successful. As we'll touch on later in this podcast, a majority of businesses fail in the first 5 years. So it's safe to assume that information that they're getting is not the best information. So what's a way to get better information? Well, I mean, again, I revert back to, you want to talk to and channel into the right people. A couple of mentors that, I haven't met them at all, and I doubt I will, or maybe one day I will, but people like Alex Hormozy, people like Gary Vee, people like Tony Robbins. I think
I met Tony Robbins.
You met Tony Robbins.
Oh, yes.
How was he?
Yeah. Oh, he's amazing. Outstanding.
Yeah.
We have pictures there. I think he's in the background of this. He's brilliant. Yeah. He will hug you like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually spoke at the same event that Tony Robbins once in London, National Achiever
Oh, wow.
Congress. Yeah, look, this here, there, I'm behind with him.
That's amazing, man. Oh my gosh. I think those people have timeless principles of business that if you follow them, they're going to win a majority of the time. Again, it still depends on a numerous amount of variables. How competent is that person? How well is the market doing that they're in? How good is their product? How good is it to manage cash flow? What's their ability to manage cash flow? All these things are very important. And if they don't have those answers to the questions, they're going to fail. So all the things I just described on the principle side could be right, but they still could fail if they lack those core values, such as managing cash flow, building a superior product, knowing the market and where it's going, and being able to pivot, and that's what we saw in COVID in 2020, unfortunately.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.